Kelly, we're ready.
Oh.
Good morning. Hi, Sherry. Sherry's number one. She is on.
Sherry's number one. Sherry's number one. Everybody's number one in our book, aren't they, Dawn?
Yes, they are. Look at this paper, Kelly. Good find. I haven't seen this paper.
That was my favorite of all the Flora number 4 papers. Was that one with the greens?
I like it. I like it.
I thought it was pretty, so I made a card with it today. I mean, a few days ago, but really like, what, 20 minutes ago?
10 minutes ago. I like it. Well, good morning.
Hi, everybody.
Where's our sign? Where's our memory bound sign?
Sorry, I covered it up.
Okay. We are memory bound in Iowa. Our phone number 515-965-1102. And this is Dawn on the camera, and there's Kelly over there.
Grabbing something.
Kelly is going to share with us today a tri-fold, an angled tri-fold card. They're pretty cool.
That's a lot to say, Dawn.
It is. But we also have a couple things that just came in stock that we want to show you real quick. Are we going to do that first?
Yeah, let's do that. Well,
all right.
First, let's show them this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yesterday, Janet was here, and amazing as usual.
Always.
And she showed us how to make this mini book. And if you missed it, go back and watch it tomorrow. This is like a 6x12 piece of cardstock that's all decorated up. And then over here, these little pockets are actually envelopes. So it's got 3 envelopes here with lots of good things that you could put photos in. This one would be so good for a 4th of July or Memorial Day get together. And then she made one with the color story from Vicki Booten, and she actually made this one on the video so you could see how she made it. Look at the little die cut flowers, Dawn.
Yeah, I love that. When she was making that yesterday, I was just like, that is the coolest thing.
Pull up some little things here that are in the pockets.
But it's just a little mini folder that you can make for a special event. And her thought was you'd put a picture here to cover up, like that little hinge there.
You could add photos, memorabilia,
journaling, little notes.
So she did a lot of die cutting. Like this, actually, she cut out of a paper, Dawn, that little Viewmaster.
Well, show the front. That was an aha for me. She cut that. That was a 4x6 journal box. And she cut that out to put on the cover. I thought that was a really fun idea.
And she's got a spine on it and the ribbon, and it's so neat.
Yep, so that was yesterday's video.
Awesome.
And she just used the envelopes. So she used square flap envelopes. We have them here. We sell them for 25 cents each. And she cut them off, and then that's the hinge. You put the adhesive on the envelope, and that becomes your hinge.
You can make this for any theme, a special birthday. Like we said, a barbecue, a graduation, I think would be really awesome right now.
Julie, she said she's making Janet's project this weekend. Fun.
Oh,
hey, Julie, send us pictures.
Ask us what theme you're making.
Send us what theme you're making and send us your photos.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
It'd be really fun.
I want to see it.
We could make all kinds of those.
Yes. Yes.
All right, then a die came in, and this die is going to be a great transition for us, Dawn, because this is being used in Maker Mania 3.
Yep.
And it's Tim Holt's, what is it called?
Curio box, I believe.
Okay, the Curio box. You're absolutely right. So it's got the little box pieces, and it's got the opening for the top.
And then it's got this banner. That Maggie has used that banner a few times in mixed media projects, and it's pretty cool.
And it's $49.99. It's a Bigs. So
it's a Bigs and Thinlets. Isn't that cool?
It's a combo.
Yeah, so the Bigs makes the box, and then these are the decorative.
You can cut the holes open and stuff.
So that's for Maker Mania 3.
Somebody's doing a cool project with this in Maker Mania, so it'll be an add-on if you want to. And speaking of Maker Mania 3,
yes,
the final item for the kits came in. So it's here, everything's here, and we are shipping them. If you're being shipped, we've given you a call to see if you need anything else. If you're a pickup, come on in and pick it up, and we'll start calling people to make sure if you're not watching that you know that your kit's ready. So you'll be ready for the big weekend next weekend, the first weekend in June.
Yeah, starts Thursday night with just an intro, and then Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
A week from Friday.
Yeah, just.
So we'll be that'll be going on. Remember, there's 21 stores participating in Canada, the U.S., and the U.K. I believe we have a store from the U.K. this year, which is really cool. Lots of ideas, lots of fun, and we're actually doing our store intro on Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon. So each of the stores that's participating has started giving a little intro just to introduce you to themselves and their stores, and that started, I think, Monday, and there's a couple each day. So if you're doing Maker Mania, get signed on and you can start enjoying some of the stuff that's going on.
Yes.
All right, Dawn, these are the best bags, and they're back
Love
in
them.
stock.
Finally.
Yes,
We've
thank
waited.
you, Doodlebug, for getting some more made for us. But there are 2 styles, and they are, I believe, $16.99. I don't have a price on these. But let me fold it up. You will see a lot of our staff carrying these in when they're doing their demos and such. But it's got this base, and then it folds up flat like this.
Yeah, very nice.
And this is what I love about it. You can fold it up. Dawn, I gave one of these to our daughter and our daughter-in-law this Christmas.
They say your mic is not working, but maybe just...
Let me turn it off.
But yes, these bags, I think we'll probably be seeing a lot of these bags at the Marriott crop here in a couple weeks because they haul a lot of stuff.
They haul a lot of stuff. They've got really double-stitched handles that are strong, and they hold 12 by 12.
Sheila, there isn't an exact schedule of when the stores are doing their introductions. If you can't catch them live, you can go out and see them all at any point.
I watched a couple last night.
Yeah, me too.
They were live, but they were still good.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are bags. Don't miss out. I know some of you have them already. And then this is pretty exciting, Dawn. We got a new,
It's really fun.
vendor for glitter paper, and we're selling it by the individual sheet. And I don't know, do you think there's 12 colors?
Yes.
It's $1.50 a sheet. It doesn't shed. We like our shedless glitter paper. I don't know if you can see it. And it is very powerful glitter paper.
We've had a lot of glitter paper in the past, but it's always been 12 by 12, and we've been getting requests for 8.5 by 11. So that's why we found this glitter paper, brought it in, and as Kelly mentioned, there's like 12 colors, but it's so intensely colored. I mean, it is bronze.
There's bronze.
And this one's plum.
We've got copper.
I love it.
And speaking of Maker Mania, Dawn, here's a great Maker Mania color.
Aqua.
And you'll find some of this in the Maker Mania category on our shopping site. This is rose gold.
I would call it more pink.
I call it pink too, but they're calling it rose gold.
Yeah. The bags are $16.99, the Doodlebug bags that are in the background right here.
There's aqua.
Aqua. I think you showed that one.
Well,
pale
they're
yellow.
a little mixed
They
up.
are pale yellow.
That's a good Maker Mania color.
Yes,
too.
it is.
Orange.
Weren't you glad we're here today?
I'm really glad, Dawn.
Squirrel moment. Has Kelly received an email from me? Lori, did you get an email from Lori? That was the amethyst that we just showed.
Light
There's
blue.
light blue. She's thinking, Lori. She's thinking.
Oh, wait, is it? I don't know.
Red.
I don't know, but I'll look.
And then pale green.
Pale green, and then there's another green.
And I think that's a good Maker Mania color too. And then I would call that like Christmas green.
So these are all online under cardstock. And yeah, those are going to go really well with the Maker Mania.
Okay.
Lori, I'll look for your email as soon as we're done.
Okay. All
I
right.
think my microphone's working now. Is anybody saying anything?
Some are saying it isn't, and some are saying it is. So I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Maybe you should shut it off and turn
I
it
did
back
that
up.
too,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
turn it up.
All right.
I just turned up my volume. All right, well, I'm excited today. I have been saving this project. I have been hoarding this card because Janet made this a number of years ago. Dawn, how many years ago do you think it was? Maybe
I don't
4?
know. Really?
And I've been hoarding it and saving it, and I was lucky enough to find it. And this is my inspiration for what we're doing today. This is a card that Janet made for Reminisce, actually, for one of their releases. And I like that little triple fold. It's not what you expect. And I really love the angle and how the things show behind it. And you can tell this one's a little wore out. 'Cause it's been, I don't even know where I had it packed, but I had it packed somewhere. So I'm going to show everybody how to do it. Because like I said, I was super inspired. And I started out by making a birthday card using the pattern. And you open it up and you can put more embellishments. There's a place here for a message. And then you close it and it's just kind of fun. And why I'm showing this birthday card, I want to mention this birthday paper that I do mention quite often.
You do.
I can't help it because I really like it. It's from Scrapbook Customs, and we have it for every year. And look at the back. And I started another card, which I haven't finished, where my inside, I just use the back of the paper for all the 9s. And if you're doing a birthday album like I am for a grandson, you can get a pack of everything from, what is it?
1
to 12 for $11.99. And if I was doing an album like I am, I've been buying single sheets, but I would get 2 of these so that you have 1 page for your cut aparts, and then you have 1 page to cut borders out or do backgrounds.
That's a good idea.
And it works really well. You put them in your collection and away you go. Then the one I made 20 minutes ago is with the Cartabella Flora number 4. And this paper I have loved since we got it in. And you open it up, and I've got a little spot to write a message, and I got a little
You know
quote.
what Elena just commented? She said she could see a pocket here for a gift card.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that
That's
a good idea?
wonderful idea.
I think so,
yes,
too.
especially if it's a memory-bound gift card.
Exactly.
So you can see these cards. I like to use the cut aparts for them because here on the front of this card, I've used the Miss You. And then on the inside, I thought that this was kind of nice. I love you not only for what you are, but for what I am when I'm with you.
Good reading upside down.
Thank you, Dawn. So, and then I use some of the patterns to go with it. And I think these little tags would be cute to cut apart and embellish with. Or you could die cut some flowers.
When you see these these papers away from the other papers in the line, they're just so striking.
Yeah. And look at the gold and the green.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Now, the other thing I grabbed for everyone to see, there is a tablet from Flora number 4 that's got that, I think it's got brights, pastels, and I don't know what that's called.
Mary, there isn't other gift cards. You're absolutely right.
I love it.
See, when you see this whole line together and all the other brights and pastels, it's different, but when you see those
together,
colors just
here.
on their own, I love them.
So I grabbed this because you could make your cards out of here and you would just need a card base and you would have other styles and little cut aparts that you can use. So I thought that would be pretty nice. It's $6.99. And those are Flora number 4. And now we're going to make one with my new favorite patriotic collection. It's the Photo Play America the Beautiful. And this is the sticker sheet. And I have some things pre-cut, and we're going to make one of the cards with that. So Dawn, we're going to do 2 things. First of all, we're going to make just a base just to show how to do it. And then we're going to make a real card. For real.
For real. Okay.
For real, man.
All right.
All right. So what I'm doing is, and like I said, I'm copying Janet because she was my inspiration on this. But I have a 6x12 piece of paper, and I have already pre-cut it off camera work, like Rachel Ray. And then I have to score it because I want these folds. And it's being scored in thirds, so if you do your math, you're going to score at 8 inches and at 4 inches. And I have a scoring board, and it's a brand new one. And I'm going to lay my paper on here. So if you don't have a scoring board, they're pretty nice to use. And I've got a 4 and an 8.
I think a scoring board is essential.
I think I can do it backwards.
I don't know. I'm pretty impressed already. As essential as a big shot for me,
Yeah,
anyway.
it is. I use mine a lot.
Me too.
I did it backwards. So I went ahead and I scored those lines. And then what I'm going to do, I want to cut my angle. So one end is going to be 6 inches, and then this end is going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to mark a 4-inch spot right on this edge with a pencil or pen or whatever. I've got a little piece of dirt on my paper. And then this trimmer, I'm able to line it up. So I line up my edge and my little pencil mark.
So you definitely need a 12-inch trimmer for this.
Yeah, you could draw a line and you could cut it with scissors if you want to. This is a little faster. And then I'm just going to fold my paper, and I'm going to use my bone folder and just kind of give it a good crease. I did get a little piece of dirt on my paper. I don't know what that's from. So now I have my card base. And see, isn't that simple?
I like that. That's so simple but yet very unique and an aha when somebody gets that card. That's pretty cool.
So we had a 6x12. We cut it at 4 inches here and 6 inches here, cut our angle. Now what I forgot to do when I was trying to remake this before I found Janet's sample, I had folded it the other way. And you can sure do that, but I find that it's just a little bit nicer when you fold it this way, because then when you open it, you have kind of a card inside here. And if you, I don't know if this makes sense to anybody else but me, when you open it this way, it was a little awkward.
Well, could you, okay, so go back to the way it was. I just wanted, because when you were telling me, I'm like, oh, so, okay, now open it this way. But then you don't have
Then
that.
I feel like that's on the back.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, you could take this and put your score tape along the bottom and here, and you could have a pocket in the front.
Oh,
And if
yes.
I just now made that up, Dawn. I just now thought of that.
Oh,
I think
that's
that would be
cute.
And you could even have a pocket in the back, and you would just have 2 pockets and stick tags or whatever in there, and that would be really fun.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, Kelly. Okay, so now let's do this.
So you could do it either way. If
Okay,
you're
so
doing that.
yeah, you're still okay. All right, you fold it.
Okay.
I like the idea of making those pockets.
Yeah, I think that would be really
Gift
fun.
card and then your journal or your message.
Now,
That's fun.
The other thing I wanted to show before we make our card is then you're going to want to, I'm going to call it line. Like in this one, I put floral paper behind everything. Janet has a kind of a, I don't know what paper, kind of a brown pattern paper behind hers. And I got balloons on this one. So to do that, you're going to cut your paper 5 3/4 by 12. So you're going to cut just 1/4 inch off to make it a little bit shorter because you want a little bit to show here. And then the difference is, and I figured this out this morning, Dawn, when I was trying to figure out an easy way to show everybody. Instead of measuring 4 up, I'm going to measure 2 from the top. And that way, because this isn't 6 inches anymore, so if I measure 4 up, I'm not really getting the right size.
Okay, so let's stop for a second because they want to know. Okay, so Kelly originally started out with a 6 by 12 piece of cardstock for her base. So 6 by 12. She scored it at 4 inches and 8 inches. Then she folded it at those spots. Now she's making the like the floral piece, and she is going to make a whole nother card over there.
I just wanted to kind of be able to do it twice. I thought it would help people
They appreciate that. They're asking for that. So now she's cutting, just for their sample, this floral piece. And so this piece starts out at 5 3/4 by 12. Is that right?
Right, yes.
Okay.
So I just cut off 1/4 inch. If you don't do it, you can do it later, but for me it was just easier to do all one piece at a time.
Right.
But like I said, it's not a crisis if you have to do it later. So then I'm doing the same type of cut. I'm lining up my point, my 6 inch, and my little pencil mark that was 2 inches from the top.
Okay.
And then I'm going to slice that open. And then I'm going to cut this into 4-inch pieces. So this is 12 inches, so I can put my piece on my 8 and on my 4, or you can just do 4s. And then I'm going to need to trim it a little bit more because this was 12 inches and this is 12 inches. And so it's now the same width. So then what I do is I just line it up here and I'm cutting off 1/4 inch. And you do that with each piece. And it doesn't matter which side because you have already cut your angle. Oh my gosh, my stomach is growling now.
It's a little early for your
know.
stomach to be growling.
Okay, so I cut 1/4 inch off each side, not the bottom because we already shortened it. And then look how this is going to fit perfectly. And then it's going to leave just a little bit. And if you feel like you need to cut more off or less off or whatever.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
And Dawn, look at my adhesive. I got the Big Daddy today, the Easy Runner.
My favorite,
Dawn's favorite, the Easy Runner Grand. I think it's got, what, 100 feet of adhesive in it?
It's got a lot. And it's only, I think, $19.99 for the dispenser and $9.99 for the refills. So if you're looking for a tape dispenser that's got a lot on it, I don't know, I think that's pretty handy. I like that one.
So there we go. Now, if you're using a directional pattern, you just need to be careful.
That makes sense.
So there's our base, and then you can decorate it, however you like.
Very striking.
So, all right, are we ready to do it for real?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
We're going to do it one more time then. All right, so I've got my piece that's 6 by 12, and if everybody remembers, the first step I did was score it. Now, if you cut it first, it's not a big deal. You can just score it after you cut it. It's not a big deal at all. But so we're going to score at 4 inches. And then we're going to score at 8 inches because we're cutting a 12-inch piece into thirds. And then we're just going to, well, before I fold it, I'll cut it. But if you fold it and you haven't cut it, no worries. You can cut it after you fold it. I've done it both ways. Then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure 4 inches. And I'm making the base right now. So I'm putting it in my trimmer. And I'm lining up my 6-inch point here, my corner, and then my 4-inch down there, getting rid of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it. And it's always nice to have a bone folder. I remember we needed these for a class one time, Dawn, and I took one to class, but I didn't know why I would ever need it, and I use it all the time. So there's our base.
Awesome.
And then I picked this patriotic floral for the inside, and this is 5 3/4 by 12. So I'm going to measure down 2 inches from the top now instead of 4 inches. Because if I measured, let's see, here's my mark right here. I'm going to mark it darker. So there's my mark. If I measured 4 inches, then I'm not really going to be at the right place. It's going to be a little higher because this is not 6 inches.
It's 5
I'm probably making it
3/4
more
by 12.
complicated. So then I'm going to cut this piece off. And Janet, if you're watching, thank you so much for making that card and inspiring me all those years ago.
Janet is watching, but everybody's loving this, Kelly.
Well, good.
Yes, they've.
All right, so
Lots
now I've got my piece and it's cut at an angle. I'm not scoring this piece because I'm going to cut it apart. And instead of opening up my thing this time, I'm just going to put it at 4 and then back at 4. And then remember, these are going to be a little bit too wide, so I'm going to just take 1/4 inch off the side. And it doesn't matter because you got the same angle whether you're on the right or the left. You know, I'm just hoping that I am doing this in the right direction, Dawn, but if it isn't, we won't have flowers on the front of our card. We'll have something else.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I think we're good. All right, so let's glue these down.
I think this is a very, I love this. This is a wowzer card, or a wow boom card, I would call it.
Boom.
But without much effort. I mean, geez, all you do is cut it at an angle and score it. I love it. And so does your viewers, Kelly.
Oh, good, good.
Will the dimensions be posted on Facebook?
I can write up the dimensions. I can do that. Okay, so this is going to be the kind of the front and the inside of the card, and then I decided to use this color for my back because you'll see here I put on the back of this one I put a floral and I put some green. So this one I've cut just like the floral. It's 5 3/4 by 12, and I'm going to measure 2 inches down. I'm doing the same as the flower because this is going on the back of my card, and then I'm going to cut it. And you know what I haven't tried, but somebody sure should, is to cut this maybe 3/4 inch shorter, like 11 1/4, and then cut it into thirds and see if that works. I kind of like doing it this way because
Well, I'd have to do the math on
that
that.
would
if it was
require, it might not be perfect.
right. Yeah, that would be difficult.
And you can cut more off and have more of your base to show if you want to do it that way.
You could do a 9-inch by 6-inch card and cut and score it into thirds.
Yeah, you
So
definitely could.
3 inches.
Okay, so this is going on the back here. And if you're not sure, sometimes it gets tricky onto what side to put your adhesive on. Just lay them out like this, and then you can just pick it up and put your adhesive on, and you know that you're getting it on the right side.
Mary says this is a classic card for her.
Oh, good. Whoops. Hey, you know, one thing about this adhesive, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you on this next piece. You can almost kind of do curves with it. Like, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you had kind of a rounded piece and you're trying to get a lot of adhesive on it.
Yep. That's
Okay,
a
so,
good point.
and you see how that back piece shows through on the front?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm
Very
using
pretty.
this cut apart paper from America the Beautiful because I really liked it, this distress collection. And what I'm going to do, I've already cut some pieces apart and I've matted a few. Let me attach this. And I've picked out kind of a red to go with it. Oh, I didn't get any twine. I really wanted to tie twine around it, but I won't be able to do that today. So what I thought was I'd put this on the front, and I'm going to, what about a red or a blue, anything to go with this?
Kind of like a cranberry.
Yeah, or maybe even that light blue, whatever you want. We love it all. And I'm going to pop it up with some foam dots, and if you do that, remember that this is sticking above your front, so you don't want to put any adhesive that's going to be sticking above. So I just start about here. If I was at home, I'd get out my foam tape, but I didn't bring any foam tape today.
Getting lots of hearts, Kelly.
Good. Diane went to get me some stuff. And I thought maybe I kind of like this on the cut apart. How about this one? Thanks, Diane. She's wonderful.
Jeannie says she's going to be making these for the 4th for family and friends.
Well, good. We love to hear that. Let's see, and I did have some scissors. I'm just going to tie a little, oops, I guess I didn't cut it. I'm just going to tie a little piece of twine around the bottom. You could tie it on the side, you could tie it in a bow or not, you could add a charm.
Kelly's good about using twine on her cards.
I like twine.
I like it.
It's just a little bit of stuff. And all right, let me take off the backing on these foam squares. Put them in the garbage.
Or throw them on the floor like Maggie does.
Yes. If I was home, it would be all over the floor. Because you know how when you're home and you don't have enough space, even though you have a big area, but you're, whoops, you're down to that little bit of space. So I'm going to put this right here on the front.
Ooh, graduation cards is a good idea with
Oh, that
this.
would be really good. Now, I thought I might tack that up on the top. And that's going to be where you're not going to want adhesive on the part that sticks up, so you're just going to put it along the bottom.
She is using the Photo Play America the Beautiful line.
Now, what I was thinking about this piece is nice to write a message, or you could put a picture in it. So I've got that matted. I'm going to put that here, I think, and then I'm going to put this one here.
Nice.
Whoops. Got a little twine in there. I'm certainly not running out of adhesive, Dawn. Do I want to do America like down here?
Yes.
Since I've got that up there.
Since you got the
okay, so
balance.
I'm going to put that there. And then I'm not popping anything up on the inside just because I think it might be harder for it to close. And then here's where I could write a little message. And you know what's nice about this, Dawn? If you send this to somebody, they can just set it up like that and enjoy it.
Yeah, and have a little home decor for the holidays.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what do you think?
I think it's amazing. Good job.
So that's we're gonna, what do we call it? The trifold angle card, inspired by Janet. And you could add, I would probably add maybe some star die cuts, some Nouveau drops.
I think a couple stars is a good idea.
For a lot of these.
Oh, Kelly, I looked over it. I want that right there.
Yeah, make us that, Dawn.
Oh, yum. Red, white, and blue cake.
Okay, so I can write out the directions a little bit, or the dimensions. You really only need the dimensions. And I'll write up a thing so everybody can be reminded on how to do it. And look at your papers and see, you know, what you have that might have a cut apart that really lends themselves. I use this one, America the Beautiful, but I also pulled, if you want to do something patriotic, this Bella Boulevard Fireworks and Freedom is really good. And look at this floral that goes with it. Or you got the fireworks that you could put one on the front and one on the back. And then, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Does this card fit in an A2 size envelope?
This is actually an A6.
An A6 envelope, which would be the next size up from an A2, but I don't know what those dimensions are.
I think it's like the card is 6 by, is it 4.5 or something like that? This is 6 by 4.
Okay.
So you could put it in a 5 by 7 if you wanted to, because it's a little thicker. Or you could get an A6 envelope.
Okay. All right.
The other one is the Doodlebug Land That I Love, and it's got lots of fun things that you could use. for your cut aparts, and it's got lots of pattern papers too. And then if you want to make something maybe for your baking friend, Dawn.
Yes.
Dawn's my baking friend. This Made with Love, I think these little tags would be really cute matted and put on the inside. Or
stick a
you
recipe.
do the pocket thing.
Yeah.
I wish we would have thought of that. I would have made that.
Yeah, that's a cute idea.
I think that would have been really fun to turn this into a pocket like we talked about, and then you could just stick those tags in there, and that would be really fun.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
So anyway,
Sometimes our best ideas come when we're under pressure.
That's why I do things. That's why I seem to do things at the last minute, because I get the ideas at the last minute. So anyway,
this is a great one.
That's the card that was, like I said, inspired by one of Janet's designs. And I think tomorrow we should mention that Katie's here tomorrow, and she's got the Be Sweet as Honey collection, and she's made an album, a mini album with a file folder, and you know it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's always a good one.
She'll be here tomorrow. And do we have any other announcements, Dawn, you can think of?
I think that's it.
Thank you, everyone. As always, we so appreciate you watching and supporting Memory Bound and our little paper crafting adventure, right, Dawn? Our 20-year-old paper crafting adventure.
And here's Jane, our coach. I would call Jane our business coach.
Jane. We love Jane.
She tells us to keep reminding people who we are. So that we are Memory Bound in Iowa. And everybody absolutely loved it today, Kelly. So
Awesome.
Good job.
Well, that's good.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with Katie.
Sounds good.
Have a great day.